Look how they ruined my boy. They massacred him. I mean, props to him. Absolutely G move. After realizing he was taking the corruption for himself, he didn't even bat an eye. He went back in for round two. But man, I thought the dragon... I was like, hey, the dragon leg, yeah, it's going to look a little freaky, but he's keeping that shit bandaged up, and most of the time, he's not really a shorts wearer, so he's going to wear pants. He's fine. Sure, he wears a jacket, but man, seeing all those veins... Like, I understand there are some cardiovascular whores out there who just love a good vein on someone, but that's too much. The initial shot of going in and seeing her just lay there, I'm like, yeah, she's mutilated, but it's not bad. And then you see the veins ripping out of her skin, like, I assume it was like an inch or two off and just pulsing. I was like, ugh. I wanted to throw up. I was like, no. And then to see how he just destroys his arm for her. Like, Subaru, my boy, you are the best MC, but Jesus Christ, man, fix your arm. And I don't think he can. Like, I think he's stuck with that. I think they are gonna commit to this character design. That's my prediction. Dragon leg and whatever the hell his arm is now, they ruined him. Like, I mean, sure, battle scars, you know, wear him like pride, but he did not flinch. Better man than me, because as soon as I saw that, I'd be like, hey, just take it. Cut it off, bros. He might even regrow it, to be fair. He already regrew a leg once. And then somehow Amelia out-yapped Subaru. This was the calmest episode you could probably think the show could do after having barely any death, yet it was the perfect ending to the first part, and now we wait till February to get the counterattack, and the counterattack's gonna come back swinging. You know, I got those full live reactions over on Patreon if you want to see my mind break in real time to that ReZero greatness over there exclusively. So, walking in, I thought to myself, they're probably not going to kill, and if they do, the checkpoint's got to be updated, because there's no way you do stuff like the speech again. It's just, there's a way, and we've seen ReZero force Subaru to go through long points before. And it can work because Subaru's character needs it to. Like, you know, him mentally breaking and stuff. But Subaru's rose to the occasion this arc. And I don't see how you can write him currently in a way to just die. And have to redo that. Like, I'm sure he'd be able to do it, just given his mental growth. But it just doesn't feel right. The speech he gave came so from the heart. There's no way to top that. And while, yes, there's been sacrifices, whether crucial or his leg, his arm now, like, at the end of the day, until Amelia gets her head cut off, I don't see Subaru jumping off a building or really wanting to give up, because it just has to go this way. And to see the group come together and to see them plan the counterattack, because I think the first part of this season's called Attack, and then the second part's called Counterattack, if I'm not mistaken. And I can understand why, because they really did get bum rushed, and they got screwed. But the idea of putting everyone against a different sin, basically. Different archbishop, and, you know, characters like Priscilla and the Bard going after one. Reinhard as well as Subaru going after Professor Diddy. You know, ain't no party like a Regulus party, am I right? The idea that it makes sense. Is it gonna go completely according to plan? I expect there will be a big death. But if that's the case, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a character like Wilhelm or something. Someone who's been around the block long enough that we're not going to be like, okay, we got to reset as much as it hurts to see him go down. You know, it's a lot different than when Amelia goes down, especially for a character's arc like Subaru, right? Time will tell, but it feels good to leave the first part of a season, because this is basically like a split core break, all things considered, right? Rather than coming back in a complete season's time, it's like 10 weeks. But still, the idea of leaving it off feeling like, no, we are pushing them back is a really good moment. And it's kind of interesting because one of two things is going to happen with Subaru's character design. One, he truly will continue to look like that for the rest of the show's run. Or by the end of the arc, it's gonna finish mutating, mutilate, whatever it's doing, and while he probably will be more disfigured, it won't be as grotesque. One of those two things are gonna happen, but you know, he don't give a shit. There's this moment near the end of the episode where Subaru gives a thumbs up to Reinhard, and Reinhard looks in real, because it's the arm that's all like messed up, and it's just the fact that he's so unfazed giving that thumbs up, despite clearly being so messed up in the arm. Reinhard just has to be like, yep, let's do this, right? I love it. It's just, It was such a well done episode, and probably like top 3 of this batch of episodes of ReZero, if you ask me. Definitely not the number one, just given some of the shit we've seen. But honestly, yeah, like probably my 3rd favorite out of the batch, if we're being honest. And the fact that Amelia can out-yap Subaru is impressive. So, we have the wedding ceremony, and Diddy decides to bring out the 2-liter bottle of baby oil, saying, hey, you got no free will now. You get to... He literally is like, you can't smile, you can't be happy, blah, blah. He literally walked up to this woman on her wedding day and said, hey, welcome to 18th century. You got no rights, you got no... And he said it with his chest. This is a racist proudly announcing they're racist. Like, that's how much he said it with his chest, but how much he hates women. And Amelia, being the unfazed queen she is like, nah, you see, love's an interesting thing. Subaru constantly talks about how much he loves me, and he's like, are you talking about another man on my wedding day? And she's like, yeah, so anyway, Subaru, he really loves me, and I really appreciate that, and it's really interesting, because I see you give everyone, you know, a number or whatever, and it's, you know, it's fascinating, because Subaru also gives me nicknames, but I think the nicknames are a little better, because I feel a little more like it's a nice moment, it's a special moment when he just calls me Amelia, and he doesn't have the ton on top, and he's just so, like, his, like, sexism is, like, dwindling, because he's like, what the, a woman standing up to me? This is blasphemy. And you just see collectively in the crowd, all the other wives are like, wait a second, we can do that. And just the fact that she's like, listen, I ain't gonna marry you because Subaru be like my knight in shining armor, and I still don't know what love is, and I can't even give it back to him. Do you think I'm gonna give this limp dick my wedding? Nah, not at all. And the fact that they kick the door in and just, they steamroll him. Counterattack is here. But the fact that she had no fear. And a part of it is the ignorance, probably, to just the complexity of love and what's actually going on at the Regulus party. But it's the fact that she just, with her own chest, is like, I'm good. I don't think I want to marry you. Yeah, I'm good. That was just beautiful. But Regulus is the worst. I still think he's the worst of the archbishops, man. I forget when it was, like episode 2, I said, honestly, I would rather someone leave their kids with the crazy bitch who be dropping people off a tower than with Regulus. Because it doesn't matter if Regulus hasn't sexually touched anyone, he's the worst. It's just, I do not like him. I want his head on a spike. Fantastic for a villain, but just god-awful human being. This was wonderful. This was truly a 10 out of 10 episode. Wasn't an extra long episode in the traditional ReZero sense, but they skipped the opening and ending, and they made every minute count. They massacred my boy, they ruined my boy visually, but goddamn, he's gonna wear those battle scars like honor. Let me know your thoughts and feelings. How excited are you for February when we get that ReZero greatness back? Let me know down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here, of course, ring that bell, and like I mentioned, full live reactions over on Patreon. And hey, while you're over there, I'll also give you a video shout out. So today we got Jacob Winslow, Conrad Sosin, Sovereign, Tobias Reinhold, Flavdorks 414, Wen2X, and we also have Drift. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care. You all have a good one.